What's up, Titan fans? How we doing? Preseason is now officially over as we have played 3 games, and we are now 2-1, even though wins and losses doesn't matter in the preseason, as we saw from last season, where the Tennessee Titans went 3-0 and finished the worst team in the NFL. But now that the preseason is over, let's go ahead and look at the stats for some of these players. But remember, first and foremost, don't let the stats fool you, as you will see coming up. Because first and foremost, for Cam Ward, for the preseason, he went 10 of 19, completing 52.6% of his passes, which is basically like Anthony Richardson type numbers, which we can compare him to with 145 yards, 7.6 yard average, along a 35 with a QB rating of 77.7. And the reason why I said don't let the stats fool you and compare them to Anthony Richardson is because if you look at Anthony Richardson's stats, 8 of 14, 57% completion rate, 94 yards, 6.7, and his rating is the exact same, a 77.7. They had the same QB rating in the preseason, but the difference is that Anthony Richardson, he just misses people, right? They're wide open and he just overthrows them, underthrows them, the balls everywhere. He's very inaccurate. Where we're talking about our boy Cam Ward over here, we have drops. It's the wide receivers not helping him. That's why his completion percentage is sitting down at a 52.6%. We saw it game after game. Think about last game. The one incompletion he had was to Tyler Lockett. That was a drop on a screen. Then on the games before that, remember DK dropped the ball over the middle. We saw Jefferson drop that long route going across from the left to the right, and he dropped it. It was clearly in his hands. Could have been one of the easiest catches for a long game. And we saw him drop it. So he just doesn't have wide receiver help. While on the other hand, Richardson, he has pretty good wide receivers over there for the Colts. Pittman's a beast. He has weapons, and he has one of the better runner backs in the league, if not the best runner back in the league. Then so we're sitting at 52.6%, where Anthony Richardson for his career is 57.1 and 50.6 for his career, so separate from the preseason. So, but Anthony Richardson's bad quarterback. He got benched, whereas Cam Ward, he is our future, and he was dropping dimes. He has a cannon. He can hit targets easily on the go. So, and he has great footwork. We saw the footwork with Cam Ward that we did not see last season with Will Levis in the pocket. So we have definitely a bright future. And we're going to have Calvin Ridley for this season. He really only played in game one. We saw him make a lot of plays for Cam Ward, but he didn't play that much. And Cam Ward only played 1 or 2 drives, maybe 3 drives in one game during this preseason. So Cam Ward, we still got to see him grow and develop with these other wide receivers that's not named Calvin Ridley. And like I said, the stats, though, you can't believe them because we see it time and time again where these stats lie. For instance, as an example, I just wanted to throw this out here. If you look at last season for the Tennessee Titans, we had the number one pass defense in the league according to yards. Now, it got to be crazy if you believe we actually had the best pass defense. The stats lie. It's really only because our offense was so bad they couldn't move the ball down the field, and so teams would end up with a shorter field to play with. And then our special teams was bad. So they would get far anytime we punted the ball. So they had these short fields. And don't forget the massive amount of turnovers we had on offense. When Will Levis flicks the ball back and the other team only has 50, 40 yards to go before they score, of course, the yards don't look bad on paper. It looks like we have a top notch defense whenever the pass yards are low, but it's really just because the offense for the opposing team has a short field to work with consistently throughout the season. So don't let the stats fool you. Don't get caught up in it. Cam Ward is going to be fine. But since we're on the subject of stats, let's go ahead and look at some of these stats that was done throughout the preseason by some of these Tennessee Titans. So Brandon Allen, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Just wanted to highlight that. He threw a couple interceptions, but he did look pretty good in game 3. He finally starting to show that he has that backup QB capability, because we was a little concerned about it because of game 1 between him and Boyle, it was a tough game. We got rid of Boyle after the first game because Simeon looked pretty good during his play time. 8 of 11. He didn't have any turnovers, anything like that. That's what we want to see as a backup QB. And we already spoke about Cam Ward. Mims, he ended up leading the way for us, 98 total rushing yards, followed by Mullings. I know Mullings got injured, but hopefully he comes back and he can contribute to this team because he is the power back. We got a rookie, and he did look fast for a power back out there. So we got to see more of him. Hopefully he makes the roster, and hopefully he's not injured for a long time. Jefferson, obviously, he had a massive game in game 3. I think he put up basically all these yards in game 3. He had 102 total yards for the preseason. A.O. Manor with 72. Gunnar Helm, he had that spectacular touchdown in the back of the end zone where he caught it between multiple defenders. Of course, Calvin Ridley, though, he caught everything thrown to him. 3 receptions on 3 targets. We love to see it. Defensively, though, we got Gray with a half sack, Watkins with a half sack, Harrell with one, and Gaziano with one, which who knows if that guy's even going to make the team, right? For interceptions, we saw last week Williams make one. He's the converted safety to linebacker, so he's good in pass coverage. Was a safety before. He has put on more weight, gained muscle. Then Brooks got one, the Kendall Brooks from last season. He was a late round draft pick last season. So now he's having a little opportunity to get a bit more play time, and we'll be able to see if he can actually contribute to this roster. But the safety depth on this roster is deep, right? Remember, we got Hooker, we drafted Winston. Then on the other side, we ended up getting Xavier Woods, and we got Diggs. So we're deep at safety this season. Last season, we looked deep as well. But as you remember last season, Jamal Adams quit halfway through, not even a halfway, it's like a quarter through the season. Jamal Adams quit, and during that time, he was on the roster. He had full body soreness because he's so old and took so much time off and recovering from injuries that he was just sore from practicing. So we didn't even get to see Jamal Adams play much at all last season. So hopefully this season, with the depth we have at safety, it will be consistent throughout the year. And we're not having to pull up these practice squad players to come in and fulfill these starting roles for us. Then for kicking, the only thing that was a concern was the missed extra point he did. He was 4 for 4 on his field goals, but he did have that one extra point that was missed that a lot of people bashed him for because, hey, we've had our kicking sorrows here in Tennessee. We were good over the last couple years with Nick Folk, but before that, we had a stretch where it was tough after Ryan Suckup. But that does it for today. Let me know how you feel about the Tennessee Titans after you done saw this preseason for the 3 games, and if you believe the stats or what you think how the Tennessee Titans are gonna do down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the What's Nation, and as always, tighten up, baby.